welcome back. I'm Courtney and this is The Accounting Struggle, where we speak about our struggles with accounting openly and honestly. We do not run from them. In today's video, I'm going to be going over my top accounting pros and cons. So before we get started, a couple things that I wanted to announce. So first and foremost, The Accounting Struggle is now officially a registered trademark. So I'm very excited. I worked with a really amazing attorney who I will link all of her information in the description box, but I started this process over probably about a year ago now. And so yes, the girls are intellectually protected. So I'm very excited. I'm just really grateful for like how the channel has grown, how the brand is growing, and all of the stuff that is to come. Wanted to get that out and just make that announcement. And also I just wanted to have this moment to show you my nails. So yeah, anyway, if you are new here, welcome. Hello, hi, I'm Courtney. It's great to have you. If you are returning, thank you so much for being here. Of course, if you like today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that. And so yeah, I wanted to do this video because somebody left me a comment and they asked, do you genuinely like being an accountant, or is it just something that's more of a money thing, like stability, or do you genuinely wake up in the morning exciting to do accounting work? So I thought that was a pretty loaded question. I wanted to just do a pros and cons because I felt like that was a little bit more helpful, because my likes and dislikes vary throughout the month. It just depends on what time of month it is, meaning, is it quarter close, is it the 5th day of the month, or is it like the 17th day of the month? Because it does matter, because I work in corporate. You know, all of that stuff can vary, and I just wanted to do a video that was more focused on pros and cons. So if you're thinking about getting into accounting, you're studying accounting in school, and you are looking to get in a career field in accounting, you want to know like what are some things that people generally dislike, what are some things that people really look forward to. That's what this video is going to be about. So the first, just to start off on the high note, I'll start with the pros. The first pro for me, the biggest pro of working in accounting, is that the career opportunities are truly just endless. There are so many directions you can go in. I have a ton of videos on my channel where I talk about different accounting careers that you can have, different certifications that go with different things. There's a lot of different areas that you can focus in, and I really love the versatility. So with accounting, I like to think of it how you would think of studying medicine or studying law. You can do a lot of different things with it. So you could go into education, of course, and teach accounting. That's one avenue. You can work in service, where you're actually working as an accountant for your clients, working in either public accounting, where you're doing like advisory services, which I have another video on, or you could be doing, of course, like taxes or auditing. There's a lot of different stuff that you can do where you're client facing, but if that's not your jazz, then you could also be doing things where you're hands off and you just are not even working with clients. You could be doing cost accounting. I mean, there's just so many different ways that you can, a lot of different areas that you can focus in, and I really appreciate that, because I mean, you just don't know what you like until you start and you're like, this is not it. I don't know what this is, but this is not it. And then if you go into another field, you just have that opportunity. And when you get your degree in accounting, you usually have to have a little taste of each in order to become, in order to secure your degree in accounting. So I know when I was in school, I had to study cost accounting, I had to study managerial, financial, auditing, tax, all of that. Even if people were in a class and they knew that they hated it, it's just still kind of like getting that exposure just will kind of help you to understand which way you want to take it. So that's one of the best things about working in accounting, is like, it's just like if you're working in law, you have so many different areas that you can focus in. And I really appreciate that the most about accounting. If you get bored, you're like, ooh, I don't want to do this anymore, I want to explore something else, you have the option to, and it's not like uprooting your whole entire life and your whole degree and having to go back to school. It's not like that. So that's the best thing, I would say, the number one pro of working in accounting, is all of the different career opportunities. So my second pro is kind of in that same vein, but accounting, what I really love about the field of accounting is also Career stability. So I won't say job security because I just don't think there is such a thing as job security. If 2020 has taught us nothing else, it should be that one thing. But career security is huge. I mean, if you work in accounting, no matter what, as times change, like we're seeing all of the different technology and things like that, accounting is something that is still very needed. And I don't see a time where it won't be as important. I don't project that accounting is going to be this field that just dies off, although a lot of people will try to say, like, because of technology, accounting is going to be a dying field. But the more specialized the type of accounting that you do, the more opportunities you have in accounting, obviously. But I really feel like no matter what, if the economy is falling apart, accounting is just not one of those luxury seasonal trendy type of careers. It's something that was here a million years ago, and it's probably going to be here a million years later. And it's not just because of taxes. I mean, there's other accounting implications to just running businesses. And so as we see the world change, and as we see new types of careers come about, and we see all of this different technology and things like that, accounting is always going to be like at the underlying source of that. Any type of business that comes is like a new type of accounting opportunity, because one way or the other, people have to, in order to run a successful business, accounting has to be a part of that. I don't think that you can think of any successful business or company that doesn't have some sort of accounting team. I just don't think that exists. So all in all, I feel like there's just so much career stability, and I feel like accounting was here before I got here, and it's going to be here long after I am gone. So great career to go into if you're looking for something that is stable. So my third pro is actually about the work of accounting and not just so much the other things that it can offer. So the work itself, what I really like about accounting is a lot of accounting concepts are not common sense, and they're kind of complex. And I'm a person who does well with things that are not common sense and kind of complex. Might take me a second or 30 to get the concept, but I really enjoy doing that type of work. I enjoy the type of work where I'm problem solving, where I'm trying to get to the bottom of something. And so accounting is like a language. It's like a special language that only accountants really understand. We're not speaking a different language, but we are speaking in a way that other people just maybe wouldn't understand. And so I really enjoy being able to solve problems and being able to like find these really complex issues and getting to the bottom of it. Now, when I'm in the thick of it, I'm very frustrated, I'm very annoyed. I'm like, oh my God, woe is me, this is too hard, I'll never understand this. But once I grasp accounting concepts, especially those that are more high complexity, I just feel so accomplished. I'm just like, sis, like, I mean, I don't even know why these other girls bother at this point. I just get so excited, and it's a good thing. So that's one of the things that I really like about working in accounting, is that there's a lot of really like complex issues and a lot of problem solving and a lot of that kind of stuff to get to the bottom of. And when you are able to solve it, especially if you're doing something for a client, it's just like such a huge win. So that's like the work part that I really enjoy, when I'm able to figure stuff out and piece together, like, okay, here's this and here's this, boom, that's the number, and that's it ties, and I figured it out and I cracked the code. So I just feel really accomplished when I do stuff like that. So that's one of my other pros. So the other pro about working in accounting is that the accounting career field is one where you have the potential to earn a lot of money. I don't know anyone who wants to work in any type of career field where they don't want to earn a lot of money. I'm not going to choose a career field that doesn't have the potential to earn a lot of money. But I do think that no matter what you're doing, if you're very passionate about it, you can find a way to monetize it. But that's just, an aside. So starting out right out of college, depending on what type of work you're doing, most associates or entry-level accounting positions are going to start, and I live in Virginia, so this is based off of what I'm thinking. This is not like a national average. I haven't done that research, but usually you're going to be somewhere in between 50 and 65,000 starting out, and probably much closer to the 50 range than the $65,000 range. So I feel like coming right out of college, you don't have a ton of bills, you don't have a ton of responsibility. The average traditional college student, which I was not, that is pretty decent money to start out your career in. So I feel like that's great, and then you're very clear on what your path is. So in accounting, going into certain career fields, like if you go into public accounting, it's very laid out how much you're going to earn, when you're going to hit certain metrics, how much you're going to earn at each level, how long that's going to take. I mean, it's not a ton of mystery. You don't go into these types of roles and say, gosh, I wonder what I'll be making in 10 years. I mean, it's pretty well documented. It's information that's easily accessible. But I think the whole point is you have the potential to earn a lot of money in accounting. So if you are to go the entrepreneur route, there is obviously no ceiling to how much you can make. And I feel like I've referenced this in another video before, how Jackson Hewitt and Michael Jordan both started around the same time. Michael Jordan entered the NBA, and Jackson Hewitt started his tax practice around the same year, I think. And then they both, I want to say like the year Michael Jordan retired is like around the same time that Jackson Hewitt sold his business, and Jackson Hewitt earned more money by selling his tax firm. I want to say he made more money than Michael Jordan made over the course of his career. And Michael Jordan is like Michael Jordan. So anyway, all that to say, you can earn so much money doing accounting work, even though it just seems like boring, mundane, the same old to a lot of people who are not in accounting. It still has the potential to earn a lot of money. So I think that's one of the big pros about getting into this career field. I think you have to be careful and balance your expectation, because you might hear a partner, you know, your dad's friend, who's like, yeah, you know, Bob is making $500,000 a year at his firm. Bob is a partner. You're going to be an intern. You're going to be making like $25 an hour. Very different things. So of course you have to balance some expectations, but overall accounting is a career that has the potential to be very lucrative. You can make and earn a lot of money over the course of your career if you are strategic, if you have a plan, if you work hard. And of course, the more specialized your accounting knowledge, the higher your potential to earn. So if you go and you get more certifications and you become a subject matter expert in a certain field or study, that's why you see people who work in forensic accounting or something like that making a lot more money. It's because not everybody knows forensic accounting and not everybody can do that. So now we get to charge a premium for that. And by we, I mean them, because I don't do that. But so you can make a lot of money in accounting. And so we love to see it. So my final pro, and I'm sure if I really like had to make an exhaustive list, it would be even more stuff on here. But the last thing that I want to touch on was, this is something that is really important too. I feel like I value this a lot. In accounting, I have worked with some of the smartest people I probably will ever meet and work with in my life. Wow. Like sometimes I'm like, bruh, how did I get in this room? No idea. I don't know how I got here. Like, I am just so amazed by the things that these people know and understand. Working in accounting, you get to work with people who are extremely knowledgeable and they're experts at things, and you're rubbing elbows, and some of the smartness is rubbing off on you, and you're taking some of that in. They're teaching you to think a certain way, and you're learning to think that way. So accounting is one of those fields where even though you might be the least senior person in the whole company, you could still be working directly with the most senior person. So you could be an intern and be working directly with a partner on a project for months. And that means you have the opportunity to learn directly from them, hear from them, get tips and tricks from them on how to succeed, get groomed. And I feel like, wow, what a great opportunity to learn. So yeah, when you get the opportunity to work with people who have 20 years of experience more than you do, and you know, they know 20 times more stuff than you know, that's the best opportunity for you to grow in your career. And there aren't a lot of other career fields where you'll be working directly with people who are that much more senior than you on projects. So it's a great opportunity, and that's something that I don't take for granted. I really appreciate that. So that's one of my other pros about working in accounting. So my first con is that accounting is kind of hard. I don't know if that's really a con, because obviously, you know, it feels like a big accomplishment when you do learn things and you do conquer it, and all that stuff is great and wonderful. But a lot of people don't even make it past like the first intermediate accounting course. It's literally called a weed out class. Accounting is difficult. And if you are trying, I mean, it's not difficult for everybody, but this is the accounting struggle. So we talk about the struggly part. So yeah, accounting work is complex. It's hard to even get your degree in accounting. And then sitting for the CPA exam is a whole other beast in and of itself. So accounting is something that is pretty complex and pretty difficult. I know that I listed that as a pro because I feel like grasping complex concepts is it's a blessing. That's something that you should be very proud to be able to do, and it affords you a lot of opportunities. But on the flip side of that, it's hard. So, you know, just getting your degree in accounting is hard, and then getting an accounting certification, one as strenuous as the CPA, is very difficult. So yeah, I mean, it's not very simple. It's something that is very difficult, and it requires an extreme amount of effort and dedication, unless of course you're just somebody who gets it and you're like, you don't even have to think about it. You just roll up in there and you just go and you get your degree with your eyes closed. That's one of the cons I feel like, is that accounting is just kind of difficult. So my other con is that accounting can be very expensive. So obviously getting a degree in accounting is something that is just like, if you get a degree in anything, it's going to cost money. So getting a degree in accounting is going to depend on what school you go to. So that's like not the part that I'm talking about when I say it's expensive, but there are a lot of costs associated with becoming a successful accountant. So if you are working towards becoming a CPA, which I break the cost down in another video, but it's very expensive. I mean, not only do you have to pay for your degree, which is $1 million, but you also have to pay for the exams. And then once you're licensed, you have to pay for your CPE, your continuing professional education credits. A lot of companies will pay for it for you, but again, not everybody's going that route. Some people are going the entrepreneurial route, or some people are going the route where they're working for a mom and pop company that is not paying for all of these things for them. And accounting can be very expensive. So when I was a first year associate, I had to go to training in another state, and I had to pay for like my flight and all of my travel expenses up front. Now, of course, they reimbursed us, but the reimbursement process could take a couple of weeks. And when you are as poor as I was my first year, I mean, I had to put it on a credit card because I didn't have any money. I didn't have hundreds of dollars. It was like $800 or something. And to me, that was like $1 million back then. So even though we did get reimbursed, the point is there are some costs associated with being an accountant. And it can be pretty expensive, especially if we're talking about getting your CPA or another certification that requires exam prep and the actual cost of the exams. It can cost you a lot of money over the course of your career. So that would be falling on the con list for me. So my biggest con about working in accounting is the hours, the time commitment. I've worked in public accounting and I work in corporate accounting now. All I do is work. It's just what I do all the time. The hours it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, there isn't a whole lot that I can say. Like, there is just a lack of work-life balance. And I think one of the biggest issues is that that's just like the culture, and it's kind of like, well, you knew when you signed up to be an accountant that this is what it was. So like, why would you ever complain about that? Or why do you not accept that or like that? No one said that to me, but that's just kind of like the energy around it. I just don't really, I'm getting to this stage in my life where I feel like working 12, 13, 14-hour days, it's just like, I don't think people should do that. I just don't think that that's a thing that should be happening. And it is rampant, and I think that that needs to stop. And I think that accounting is just one of those career fields that demands that much of your time. And so, yeah, that's the biggest con. Like, number one issue for me is just the amount of hours. But other than that, that's life. Like, there is no career that you go into where you're gonna love every aspect of it. I enjoy the work that I do. I love working in accounting. I love the career field. I love the opportunities. Don't love the hours. I just don't, and I'm not gonna pretend that I do. But it's a great career. It's really a privilege to me to even be able to be in this space. So it's something that I'm grateful for. But yeah, definitely wanted to just share the pros and cons that I feel. Mine are not going to necessarily be the same as everyone else's. So if you are already working in accounting and you watch this video, let me know, what are some of your pros and cons? What are things that you love? What are some things you loathe about working in accounting? I would love to hear from you. I'm sure that my viewpoints will differ from some of the other accountants, so I'm just really interested to hear. Leave me a comment below and let me know. And yeah, I hope that you guys found this video to be helpful. If you did, of course, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.